Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Everlasting Summer. I just got done with day one, and I kind of skimmed through that because day one will always be a bit similar. Just the slight choices we make will be different. From here on out, I should actually start reading everything and do everything like I did with the first play. Again, it's one of these things where there's going to be a lot of overlap where I'm doing the same things over and over again. But anyways, let's see what happened. Because now, the interesting thing is, we are now, again, I would like to reiterate, playing unedited. So that means a lot of stuff should be shown now. Excuse me, that was a whiskey. So I have a dream. No, I was having a dream. It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum where nothing... Wow, the whiskey's hitting me hard. Anyways, like I was in some kind of vacuum with nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe. As if the universe had returned to a state of singularity right before the Big Bang. And something was just about to happen. Suddenly, I heard a voice. I could not make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice was whispering something gently and soothing in my ear. "You forgot to put on pants." And then I realized it was the voice of the strange girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what is she trying to tell me? Who is she? I woke up. Bright sunlight struck my eyes with a baseball bat. It was almost noon. After stretching lazily in my bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. In a few seconds, all the events passed before my eyes: the bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. Nothing, no, that's just wrong. Not the whole situation, not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards this was happening was wrong. Because yesterday, I fell asleep just like that. And before I could chat nicely with the local pioneers, even manage to crack a few jokes. Yeah. Okay, sorry, read that wrong. How could I act like that in such a situation? I should be frightened. Startled by every little rustling, should avoid all contact with the potential hostile creatures. The last day events were getting hazy, like a hangover. Like I had a hangover. Then this really feels like the morning after a heavy drinking party. Yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning. A grotesque illusions from the divine comedy. Oh God, I have had those. What's worse is when I have those blackouts, or had those blackouts. I haven't had them for. And like the last thing I remember is dancing on top of a bar with a couple girls, and then not realizing how I got down off the bar. That's why I lost my memory essentially. And just kind of figure out who did I offend, maybe. Anyways, yes, it's just like that, and I can't change the past now. Then again, I probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glared around trying to figure out whether I'd been thrown somewhere else, but Olga's cabin looked the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place except the pioneer uniform, which was hanging from the bed head. I fumbled with it and distrust. I fumbled it with distrust and tried it on. At least it's better than walking around in winter's clothes. Wish I could have seen myself, but I look like a clown. As for that, I need a mirror. At least a tiny one. I finally found one on the wardrobe. And gasp, I'm sexy. Holy mother of mayonnaise. I looked at the new pioneer uniform and jumped away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. The bastard watched me changed. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did this weak stubble go? He had a full beard from what I remember. Where was the bags under my eyes? The sloth, the deathly figure of my face. It seemed that I've been thrown back in time into a parallel reality, but instead has simply changed bodies with someone else. Right, that's real simple then. Such things, happen every day, don't they? Yeah. I took a closer look at the stranger, and only then I realized that it was actually me. It wasn't today's me, maybe one from between my school and university year. So you're about, oh yeah, so 18, 19. Well, at least that's something. There you go. The person in the extreme situation did fail to notice that the elephant didn't. Yes, you missed that. Wow. I'll drink, you read. If the clock was not lying, breakfast was long over. Oh well, I'll try to find something in the canteen. It worked out yesterday with Sylvia, didn't it? Those memories made me smile involuntarily. Yeah, she is a pretty girl. The sun shining brightly outside, a light breeze was blowing. A beautiful summer day. I had not felt so good in the morning for several years. Well, because you're a teenager again. And problems were gone, vanishing into clouds that were white as snow. Olga came out of nowhere. Good morning, Simon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that no matter what, my morning was indeed good. Now that you're here, beauty. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up for breakfast. Never mind, here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. Judging from the oily stains, there were sandwiches in there. Ah, thank you. Now, go wash yourself. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga quickly ran into the house and came back only to shove a small bag into my hands. Inside I found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel, and something else. I did not look too closely. It was a vibrator. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly. Yours is askew. You should know how to do it yourself once you learn how to. Excuse me. You're right. It could have hooked on a tree and strangled me. Fine now. Later. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencils, papers, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. What lineup? What do you mean, what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Weird. By my approximation, it should have been Sunday. Then again, a shift in a day of the week is hardly the worst thing in this situation. Usually, we have lineups early in the morning before breakfast, but it's Monday today, so we decided having it at noon. Don't be late. All right, but where? At the square. Where else? There was no reason to argue. I headed to the bathing place. I got naked and proceeded to wash myself thoroughly. I knew I could forget about separate showers and toilets, but the sight of this... Again, this music is so nice. A funny title. I was not a squeamish person, but nevertheless, standing there, I realized, that there was still some minimum level of habitational comfort which I found troublesome without. It's often like when you lose things that you thought were ordinary and common, you suddenly understand just how essential they were. Screw it, as if I have any choice. Boom, 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 boom. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not the issue. Washing my face and mouth became a bigger problem. There was no toothpaste in my bag Abel gave me. I could brush my teeth without it, but there was a small round box wrapped in a towel. Tooth powder. Cute. 1 point for being somewhere in the past. I washed myself quite quickly, also due to the cold water, yes. Someone was coming, or like she was running towards me. I turned around. Damn, girl. It was Sylvia, dressed in a tracksuit. The girl probably looked good in anything. Bikini or even spacesuit. Let me tell you what, though. She looks even better in nothing. Ah! Hey there, lad. Oh, hi-oh. I was washing. Good morning. Yeah, you know. Pretty lady. Real smooth. Why didn't you come for breakfast? I overslept. I said as if I was proud of it. But Olga gave me some sandwiches. Ah, great. Don't forget about the lineup now. Yeah, sure. As if I could forget. Rightio, I gotta run. Enjoy yourself. I was about to before you interrupted me. Unless you want to help me. Oh, you were talking about that. Alright, bye. She waved goodbye, disappeared around the past bend. Looks like a couple minutes until lineup. I should quickly pass by, dropped off the washing bag. I swung the door open, rushed inside as if jumping into the last passing car. Now see this. This was edited out. There's nothing need to be really edited out. I appreciate it, but by the way, there you go. There's a full link of it. Because this was edited out, censored, because it was too hot for Steam, I guess. It didn't turn out to be the best idea. Oh, it was a great idea, because I found Olga, who was changing. I froze on the spot, trying not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me, 5 minutes later after I dropped my pants. Simon! I looked away immediately. Have you heard of knocking? Now get out! Yeah, that was real clumsy, although I did enjoy the view. See, now we got to enjoy the view too. Olga followed me out in a minute. Here, take this, you pervert. Now, it is your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket, which was awfully smaller now. Of course, if you disagreed how fantastic the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on earth. But to call it home, just after one day of sleeping here, I doubt I'll ever be able to do so. All right, we're late. Let's go. What about the sandwiches? Just eat them on the way, you pervert. I saw the way you looked at me. We were passing by lines of pioneer camps, and I was tucking the ham sandwich that Olga kept and talking. She was buzzing like a game of Operation with Parkinson's, but I cared nothing about but the food. Understood? I'm listening. I'm totally listening. Good sandwich. Sorry. Today is your first day of your new life as a pioneer. And you should do your best so that it becomes a happy day. Well, if you wouldn't have kicked me out, it would have been even happier. What? Definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibilities is conferred upon him to participate in social work, to help his juniors to study, and study again. We here are all like one big family. And you'll become part of it. Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about your camp. Yeah, I have pictures of all you guys afterwards. Memories that will last you a whole lifetime. And when does this turn up? Why do you keep asking silly things? It seems like I wouldn't get any information from her. A shame, really. That would appear to be... This world seemed to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Perhaps now I can take somewhat to ease your day. It seems like I have unspoken ceasefire with it. Oh, yeah. Of course, the situation isn't a pleasant one, but what do you mean isn't pleasant? It's very pleasant. She's very pleasant looking. A bad peace is better than a good dispute. The most important thing for you to know is to make the best of the time you'll spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was very tired of this conversation. It would be good to know where that here is. But we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. What is not... Nope, all are here. Excuse me, that was the whiskey again. She looked around at her brave pioneer troops. All right, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me that there's no more sleeping places? So yeah, here we go. Here's everyone we met so far, plus Zoe. Miku is missing, as well as Sherik, his buddy. Anyways, while the chief was running her mouth about plans for the week, wait, that's all the time we have here. I stared at the people, mainly the girls. A few heads away from me stood Electronic. A little further was Lena, Sylvia, and at the end of the line was Ulsa and Eric. Everyone I had met was here. Olga spoke about some competitions, and I turned my attention at the moment. Gendo, rather. I could not remember any revolutionary with the same name. He had a weird posture too, as if he was looking around with distrust, maybe contempt, or even disdain. Probably some local leader. Daydreaming again, lad? Sylvia brought me back to reality. Olga stood nearby. Still, remember the plan for this week? The plan? I will never forget the plan. Perfect. She looked at Sylvia. Did you bring it? Yes. Sylvia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. Here are 4 tasks to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouses, a musical club, and separate buildings. Then visit the infirmary. And finally, visit the biblioteca. Got it? Yeah, sure. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something since I had to go places I've never been before. Then come on. Start right now. What about lunch? Don't worry, I'll bring you some more sandwiches. The checklist is more important. Good luck, lad. They departed fast before I could ask anything else. Missed breakfast, now lunch too. This ain't good. Maybe I'll manage it in time somehow. Lunch starts at 1. Then again, if I'll go there, I might miss a place off the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go to canteen anyways. So, here we go. So these are our choices.